Macho Man Randy Savage.
When the word legend is mentioned in professional wrestling, that conversation cannot be had without mentioning the Macho Man Randy Savage, because he truly was a legend of the sport. The Macho Man, real name Randall Poffo, was born in Columbus, Ohio, November 15th, 1952. He was the son of Angelo Poffo and the older brother of Lanny Poffo, or as most of you will know him better as, the Genius. Randy's first love was baseball, and he was very successful. He played 289 games in 4 minor league seasons with a .254 batting average and 16 home runs to his name. But it was the wrestling business where Randy Savage made his name. Randy Savage with his valet Miss Elizabeth made it huge in the WWE in the 1980s and early 1990s. Fans loved Randy's patented elbow drop and his over-the-top style. After leaving the WWE, Randy Savage joined WCW and reinvented himself by then joining the NWO. Randy was a fan favourite and absolute legend of the sport. But sadly, on the morning of May 20th, 2011, Randy Savage breathed his last breath. Randy and his wife of only 1 year, Barbara, had been out to have a meal. Randy had been complaining about not feeling too good all day, but nothing too much was thought of it at the time. Randy and his wife jumped back in their Jeep and drove off, and Randy was still complaining about not feeling too good. As the two were driving, Randy had a heart attack and his foot went down on the gas pedal. And his wife Barbara grabbed the wheel to steer the two off the main road so they wouldn't hit any oncoming traffic. The two drove over this median and then hit this tree. There was a motorcyclist and a bus heading towards Randy and his wife, and this is where Lanny Poffo, Randy's younger brother, said what Barbara did was probably the best case scenario, because it could have been a whole lot worse. Both Barbara and Randy were wearing their seatbelts at the time of the crash, and Barbara suffered only minor injuries. In fact, both Barbara and Randy only suffered minor injuries. You see, it was not the crash that killed Randy Savage, it was the heart attack that he had before the crash. And that was ruled as the official cause of death. Randy Savage had an enlarged heart, and he had never been treated for heart problems, and there was no evidence that he was aware of his heart condition either. Randy was cremated and his ashes were placed under a favourite tree of his on his property in Florida. His dog had died just a few days before, and he had asked his brother Lanny to pour the ashes of his dog in that same spot. Randy's final days were happy ones with his new wife, but this was such a tragic end. Randy was only 58 years old when he died. After having a strained relationship with the WWE and Vince McMahon, the Macho Man Randy Savage was finally inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2015. He was inducted by his Mega Powers tag team partner Hulk Hogan, with his brother Lanny Poffo representing him in his speech. So here's to the legend Macho Man Randy Savage, the double axe handling, elbow dropping, charismatic wrestling legend that will go down in history as one of the all-time greats. Ooh, yeah!
And because they can't handle the Macho Man Randy Savage, the cream of the crop, nobody does it better.
Thanks heaps guys for tuning into the video. Be sure to drop a scorpion death drop on that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome pro wrestling action from the WWE, the WCW and much more.